This is a news article with a lot of layers and looks really bad for a lot of people. We're going to read what the robot editor pulled down from the news articles to get the sort of facts, and then your comments are as warranted as always in my commentary, which may surprise you if you watch this channel where I'm going with this one. Starting off on yesterday, Friday, April 25th, Milwaukee County Circuit Court Judge Hannah Dugan was arrested by the FBI on charges of obstruction and concealing an individual to prevent arrest. Federal authorities allege that she, on April 18th, helped assist Eduardo Flores-Ruiz, an undocumented immigrant, in evading arrest by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, at the Milwaukee County Courthouse. According to the actual complaint, Dugan allegedly misdirected federal agents and then escorted Flores-Ruiz and his attorney through a private exit, allowing him to be temporarily avoiding detention. He was caught pretty quickly after that, but basically she sent the ICE agents one place, she took Ruiz-Flores another way, and Flores-Ruiz another way, and let's just say hilarity ensued going forward. After arrest yesterday, Judge Dugan appeared in federal court, released pending a May 15th hearing. Her attorney stated that Dugan wholeheartedly regrets and protests her arrest and intends to mount a vigorous defense. Charges carry potential penalties up to 6 years in prison if convicted, of course, obviously losing their job. Political debate happening what's going on with Democratic officials in the state, including Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers and Senator Tammy Baldwin, criticized the move as an overreach by the federal government and a threat to judicial independence. While the others say around, supporters argue that the judge cannot help any individual and get something that's above the law. No one is above the law, including the judge and the individual that she helped to avoid his consequences. Also, heightened tensions between state and federal authorities as well, as with the immigration enforcement policies going on. The Trump administration is pushing for a lot of things, and what's really interesting is state authorities don't necessarily have to comply. If a federal agent comes into a town and say, we're looking for these people to deport, your local government, your local police officers don't have to do any work for it. They don't have to. They cooperate on their own volition. Now, there's threats of, funding and things like that. They won't get stuff. But if a local police officer does not want to help a federal police officer apprehend someone, they don't have to because of jurisdictions. Judge Hannah Dugan has actually served in Milwaukee Circuit Court since 2016. She had a bunch of places, Catholic Charities, Legal Aid, Sorority Society. So things that are on the civil law side of work and nonprofit work. So that sort of sits where you can understand where she went with going here. Now, where I don't understand where she went with it is she's a judge. And as I understood it, as has been explained 3 or 4 times in just the craziness of the issue, the federal agents approached her, or technically a email came out to her boss saying that there are federal agents looking for certain people. And she approached those federal agents and asked them to not do this inside my courtroom, which she has all the right to do. We will not be any arrests, any craziness inside my court while in session. And so, after speaking with the agents who were outside of the courtroom, she went back to the courtroom and left. And in leaving, told Flores to come with her along with the lawyer. They went through a back entrance, through basically a bailiff's door, if you will, to another side of the courthouse to get away. Eventually, they were sawn. There was a trace. They captured him anyway. He was taken care of. He's probably in the process of deportation right now. But this gets the judge in charge of the case in trouble, which is obvious. As I'm saying, judge should not have done this. No matter what her feelings are on deportation, what her feelings are on how things are going, she should not have done this. She didn't have to cooperate, but this is, from my standpoint, aiding and abetting. And this is a bit much. How she will charge and how she'll take it on in court for her own case, we shall see. But this is something that's sparking a lot of debate and a lot going on. And with everything that's happening in the world, and the main thing people are focusing on is A, Russia, Ukraine, and B, the big one, the Pope. It's hard to get some of these stories out here to get some extra explanation to, and it's really hard when something this weird and convoluted is out there. So we're presenting it to you in a very long and a bit rambly session, unfortunately, because it's extremely fluid. But your opinion definitely warranted. I want to hear what you want to say about my opinion, your opinion, the whole thing. Should this judge have helped this illegal immigrant, illegal migrant, illegal person without documentation, escaped deportation, escape arrest by ICE in this case because she had the power to rule the courtroom, and then she went a bit over and helped him escape outside the courtroom on his own. Is she going to be held liable for this? Will she be punished for this? And is this something that's going to become a trend where people, judges, officials will actually start to hide and abet and help people who are on the list to be deported, whether it's valid or not, to keep from deportations? As I say, when we wrap these things up on these type of things, your opinions very much warranted.